I mean dinner.
And I'm in my nighties.
Thank you for dinner.
Is that what they call us?
That's what they call them.
That's what they call them.
Them
Nighties. I mean, like I was ready for bed. I washed my face, brushed my teeth, got this big shirt on.
Got in bed.
Fell
asleep. You did.
I know.
Why are you acting like you didn't already sleep a little?
I know. I took a nap, preparing for this.
Preparing for bedtime with the kids.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm gonna sleep before it's bedtime, so I don't have to do it.
Yeah. I was tired. I was really tired.
You worked hard today, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, babe.
I only say it in front of the podcast, though, not to your face.
Yeah, I did.
Don't worry. I got my drink water here. It's out of screen. I'll put it right here so it's in screen.
Right next to a
growler. Big can of beer that's empty. I drank it, not tonight, a long time ago.
Nice.
I got this. So this is... You forgot that a podcast is just kind of... Just have fun.
No, I know. I didn't forget that, babe. Our last podcast was...
Why were you huffing and puffing after
I don't know. I think I don't know. I'm against alcohol. I'm kidding. I'm not. Go ahead, though. Let's talk about that.
I'm not, like, a huge alcohol advocate
by
any means. I don't even, go buy alcohol for a house.
Let's talk about this, though.
Okay. So this was the Father's Day BMX race at our BMX track. First and second place got them. And I got second. Not first.
Congratulations.
So that was cool. Proud dad moment. There's only a few dads at our track that actually race. And I raced for the first time this year. Mm-hmm. Well, I raced a little bit last year. And pretty good.
We weren't in town for Mother's Day. I would have just...
Where were we?
Dominated.
Oh,
we
were
with my mom and dad. Spending Mother's Day with my mama.
Yep.
No, I wouldn't have dominated. That's
You would have maybe got second.
Who would have won? That's the question. Catherine Copus?
No. She didn't race. Yeah, she would have beat you. Brian.
Oh, Shelly.
Shelly.
You think she's faster than me?
Yes.
Oh man, I gotta race now.
She's been riding for a long time.
I know she is good, but I just I look at the kids, I look at the adults, and I'm like, I don't know. I guess I just feel like I'm faster, but you're just not. You're not as fast as you think on a bike on that track. Me personally, I'm not as fast as I think. Yes, you are fast.
I'm faster than I think.
You're faster than
legit. I watch the teenagers. I'm like, wow, I'll never get that fast. And then I race them, and I'm like,
you won.
I'm eating them.
Yeah. Anyway, I know it's kind of a.
Yeah. So we're in podcast location number 5. We're in front of the fireplace. It's real brick. This is not fake brick. Oh. So why are we here?
There's just been a lot of restructuring mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, all of the above.
Yeah, physically.
And you jumped the gun. You got antsy upstairs. You had decked out that room to be your office space.
I was just trying to find a new home.
And then you got a new office space downtown.
Yes.
But it doesn't have Wi-Fi yet. But instead of Kylan just hanging out in his office until he gets Wi-Fi, he took everything out of there and was like, I can't bring it to the truck. I guess I'll just bring it downstairs so it's closer to the truck for when it is time to set up. Is that what your thinking was?
Kind of.
Yeah.
The other big part of that is that office upstairs. As much as I like having a small space that's we can close the door when people come over, it is right next to all the bedrooms.
I was going to say, you have taken a couple of calls here. And you're like, stop stomping around up there.
That's not the point.
Stop playing with Legos.
That's not the point I was making. So when I want to work late at night with my screens, I don't want to vibe and just feel creative.
Okay.
I have to be quiet in this dark, quiet house.
Okay.
Down in this part of the house, I literally can play guitar, piano, sing, and you can barely hear it up there.
Here's the challenging part of this whole thing is that working hours. It's I would love for you to go to bed with me and like not stay up late and like do this extra thing. Why are you eating on a podcast? That's like no. That's
that beet looked really good. Geez. There's a beet on my plate, and I was like, I have to eat that beet.
That's a no. You don't eat on podcasts. We already talked about drinking on a podcast, let alone eating. When will he learn?
I made some coffee because I'm going to be working late. Anyways, what were we saying about working hours? It's half calf.
Time management and,
It's all about efficiency with this one.
Okay, I'm farther into... So I took a break from Atomic Habits, the book that I was reading, and I've read 2 other books, fully completed them, and now I'm back to Atomic Habits. But as I'm reading Atomic Habits, I'm realizing, like, I kind of...
Miss it.
No.
You're killing it.
I kind of am I am a creature of habit.
Yeah.
But it was talking about, like, actual things that if you're trying to work on this or that, physically, whatever. But those, like, the habits that I have to break are emotional habits.
Have you gotten to the part where you're supposed to get a dog? Dogs are helpful for increasing the joy in your environment.
Did you read that recently?
No, I cheat.
Oh, does it say that in there?
Yeah, if you haven't read that yet, then I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, man, that's what I want. I've been wanting a dog, and because I'm aware of that. I want a dog.
No, I follow a YouTuber that had a cool video.
Sorry, I'm playing with this little thing here, and it looks like, what is she doing? Go ahead. YouTuber.
Yeah, I was playing with a YouTuber. I was watching a YouTuber.
You were. I'm kidding. No, not like that. Anyways.
You made that face, so don't say not like that.
Well, I meant like playing with the YouTuber. It's like, hey, you play with me. We have fun, right? Not like that. We went on a date yesterday. Yeah. That was fun.
Anyway, so this YouTuber he's Australian. He's kind of a motivational speaker, but in like a...
I don't know what you're looking at. Go ahead.
Look at me.
I see that.
Yeah. Hey, me. Anyways.
Ugh, cringy, man. I'm sorry. This is just... Go ahead.
What's cringy?
I don't know. I just am having a hard time. I go back and forth with podcasts in general. Like, I'm just like, is this a good thing to be doing?
You're right now thinking about what people are thinking while watching you. That's a very bad problem you have.
No, yeah. No, this is true. But, yeah. Go ahead. Just keep talking, babe. I want to hear about this YouTuber you're playing with.
I want to show you this video. It's a good video, and you'll like this person.
And he talked about dogs most of the time?
And he talked about Atomic Habits. I was like, what? Get this freaking book out of here. My wife's reading this book. I don't want to try to be inspired by this book. And then it was like, well, I guess I'm getting inspired by this book without even reading it. So.
Do you remember when I bought that book?
No.
Okay. Can I story time here? It's real fast. Fast story.
No. Make it long. It's a podcast. Long form conversation.
We were in Arizona, road tripping back. We had just spent 1 month at an incredible opportunity that we had to spend 1 month with our friends in Arizona. And for 1 month, it's kind of like this awkward amount of time because you're not like on vacation. Like the first like week and a half is like vacation. And then it moves into like, okay, now my life is like, I need to do something, Right. And so
my roots are trying to grow.
Yes, and there's they can't because I'm not going to be here that long.
You're not like fertilizing it. You're not doing the necessary. You didn't prepare your flower bed.
Exactly. So what I did do was I exercised, at a good amount while I was there, just because I'm like, this keeps me sane.
That's like the thing that you know how to do.
That's what I know how to do. But as we were road tripping back, preparing to head to Maui, because we were in Arizona, we had to road trip back up to Portland to fly out of Portland to go to Maui. And on that road trip back, I was like, I am going crazy. Like, I need to get a good book because I didn't have any good. Anyways, so we stopped at a random Target. We were like literally. Do you remember this? We were road tripping, and I don't even know what state we were in. But I was like, babe, like, can we pull over at a Target when we go get lunch? You guys went to Qdoba, and I went into Target, and I bought a journal that was called Keep Your Calm. and it has
Was
like
this
these
when you
prompts.
went to Target when we were riding bikes in Flagstaff?
No, it was a different time. Like literally, we were road tripping back up to Portland, and I was just feeling like cooped up, even in the car and all this.
This is when we bought the bikes. We were in that Target parking lot, and you walked in, and we're in there. Was that when you bought it?
No, we went to that park. We went to that park, and we like raced our kids around we were racing out, and it was super windy, and we just like quickly ran. Do you remember when we were
running race?
Yeah, we were like racing them across the soccer field, and then doing flips and tricks and coming back to the car just to like move our bodies for a couple minutes before we continued because we had like an 8-hour drive. You don't remember?
It was on our way back, Target. Not on our way down?
It was on our way back, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, whatever. So I got that book and a journal, and it said, keep your calm and then Atomic Habit, and I was like, okay, because I knew I wanted to read that book. So anyways, that's when I got that book. It was the most random place. But I was like, I just need, so I'm finally reading it.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
didn't even finish it when I bought it, so.
Yeah.
Fun facts.
I don't know. I think I admire your...
You don't know what? What were you about to say there?
I don't know if I think I admire your what is it? Desire to like do something. When you want to do something, you do it.
Yeah.
I think I desire that.
Thank you.
Or I admire, sorry.
Okay.
Desire, I don't know.
Sure.
Like it sounds nice, but that, like the more I am myself, the more I like am coming to realize like there's a need for people like me, and there's a need for people like you.
Well, and what I was going to say was that I feel like because of my personality and the way that I tick and the way that I think, I don't naturally challenge myself in thought processes. So I want books to challenge me and to bring up new concepts that I hadn't given myself time to think about. Whereas you naturally already do that.
So like the book kind of forces you.
Yes, to like think or see a different perspective.
So
I get like one track mind a lot.
Yeah, I could see that, and not that I don't need the book. I definitely get to a place in books where I'm like, well, yeah, this makes sense, and like it's in. I've cataloged it, and now that's a part of my processing.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Not that I'm doing the things.
I think that's
saying.
how I feel after I've read the book. Yeah.
But I think like I can read the back of the book and do that.
You literally make jokes about reading the last page and you get it, but I'm like there's this journey that you go on that really helps you solidify.
Yeah, the
concepts that are being mulled over in the book, and if you don't give that time to germinate, essentially, then.
It's just like with any experience.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, if you just kind of rush it, then there's like a lack of appreciation maybe
Absolutely.
for what you're getting out of it.
Yes, and if you like if I speed read through a book, I definitely don't like practice it. So like so when I read The Gift of Anger,
yep.
I was like I wanted to keep reading it, but I was like I'm going to read just one chapter a week. And that's it. And I'm going to like take notes and journal on the days that I'm not reading. Yeah. And so I'd read the chapter on a Monday and then journal and then read another chapter. And that helped me. Like, you can't just like think that you reading this is going to fix everything, Breck. You actually have to like take the time or something. I think that's what that was trying to do. Well, and I think that's what you keep telling me to do. You know, you always say that like, Breck, you got a hockaloogie right here on the podcast.
I got like food stuff.
Number 3 thing not to do.
Wait, did you read a podcast?
Yeah, I did. No, I didn't. But it was like, first thing.
Don't fart.
Don't eat.
Oh.
You can fart all you want on a podcast. No one cares. You can't smell that.
What about the sound?
Yeah, okay. Don't eat. Okay. Don't drink. Don't fart. Don't hawk loogies.
What else?
It's somewhere up there.
Name something else and I'll do it. Right here, right now.
I don't know. I don't want to do that.
Like Flash.
Yeah.
What I was saying was I think so we talked about a few podcasts ago, Shane Snow, and someone like that's a book that I've like it's weird. I was surprised to find a book that I was like it just happened. It was like it's like cutting in the butter, and normally it feels like I'm cutting into butter like out of the freezer. But like this butter was like it's been in the shelf for a long time, and it was just like oh, it just happened. Like I barely just let the
that was a
weight.
very interesting analogy to use.
I just felt like it just happened. Like I didn't even like.
Whoa! My hand just went through the butter.
You know, like the video. Have you seen the videos of like the hot knives cutting through like the kinetic sand or something? And it's just like really like.
Yeah.
It's like ASMR, but anyway, that's what happened. It just happened, and it was just like, whoa, oh, that's what it's like to enjoy a book. I haven't found that, and I've tried. Like I try to read books, and so I've got a lot of books, and I start all of them many times, like legit.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me, what I need to do is like practice reading books.
Yeah. I appreciate you letting me read to you at night.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You do let me do that a lot.
Yeah, that's good.
Like I've actually gotten through like 3/4 of a book.
I like
reading.
No, well, that's maybe that's
like,
a big thing.
Yeah.
I like that interaction. So I like you read something and I go, oh, and then we get to explore it together.
Yeah, right. I appreciate that.
Whereas like if it's just me, it's like okay, done. Oh, that was fun, you know. So yeah, so I don't know. Do you like reading books? How many books do you think you read a year?
I don't know. I mean, this last 2 years, I've read a lot more books than I ever have in my whole life. Like, I mean, other than college, but.
To how many?
Oh.
Like from a year ago to now. 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
1 a month.
How many have
Maybe
I read?
Maybe more than that.
If you had to guess.
Maybe more than that. You've read. None.
80%. At least 80% of the book.
None. Zero. Yeah. You haven't read any.
Yep. Yeah. Which is funny because there's definitely like a stereotype around people that read. And it's like, I think for me, like I challenge that. And I challenge it with people who...
What is the stereotype about people that read?
Like people are like, I'm gonna read more books, and like this guy reads so many books, and then they got all their books in the
First
back,
of all, let's talk about the type of books that people read though, because like I don't read novels and like fun books. I read like self-help books.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
so
getting
that's
at.
Different.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. I read books like 100 Years of Brewing. That's the book that's on the counter here.
You do not read that. You bought that just because it looked cool.
It does look cool.
But you didn't buy it to read it.
Does that not look cool? 100 Years of Brewing. Found that at Goodwill or something. Anyway, so the stereotype is in like entrepreneur culture is like reading, like this guy reads so many books, and he's so wise and has all these perspectives and stuff.
Okay.
And I think that can be true. Also, I think it has less to do with like the fact that they read a book and more about the fact that they're stimulating their brain with different perspectives and like challenging the way they think with different perspectives. And so for me, it's like the way I consume media is similar to the way that people consume books. It's like we've talked about all the examples of people I watch, and it's like I don't watch it for the content on the surface value. I'm watching it because I'm like evaluating the perspective that they're presenting.
Sure.
Like legit.
No, I mean I can.
When
see
I
that.
watch a movie, which I don't watch movies all the time, but when I do, it's like I'm thinking, I'm like using it to challenge my perspective, not for the plot of the movie, but for like the way that the actors engage with the whatever. Anyway, so. I'm not like trying to like make a case for like I'm wise too, don't forget about me, as much as I'm like
Well, and it's just interesting because again, I don't know how to go about challenging my thought processes like and stay on it. And so I feel like every time that I just get into this like jumping from one book to another book and just getting through it, I'm like it does like stimulate that thing in me that you value. I feel like it's like I've read more books just to like keep up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, not like just.
I'm so advanced.
Part of me does feel like now that I'm like,
I read 0 books and you read 10, and
well,
you're still
and
trying to catch up.
when you're a stay-at-home mom, that's the other part too. Is like you feel kind of like I need to grow as a person, and me feeling sedentary, like not exploring business or things outside of.
That goes to my point.
Yeah.
It's like books are a perspective. It's a window to a new view. And you can. No, you
it landed on your sweatshirt.
There's a feather. Anyway.
I think, honestly, you probably could pick that up on there. It's a lot of black backgrounds here.
Roll it back. Review the footage. Anyway, so books.
No, it's interesting.
Books.
Jordan Peterson's books.
Ooh, he's like super controversial right now.
I know. That's okay.
Excuse me. He's not super controversial.
There's so many good.
His name in the news is super controversial.
Right. Oh man, but yeah. And Modern Man in Search of a Soul was a good one too.
Cool.
Anyways.
So so we got this office downtown.
Yes, you're looking at Facebook pictures over here on the screen.
LinkedIn. So I made this post on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
And I said, doing a thing.
The Secret Life of Kylan Johnson.
If you want to see a perspective of me in business, go to LinkedIn.
Why is there chalk on the mantle up there?
I don't know. All the things I love, I put on that mantle. Okay, so I said, doing a thing in Port Angeles. This space is the perfect canvas, complete with walk-in safe. New office coming soon. This emoji. And
well, hold up. What is the emoji? Is it this or is it this? Like, praise him.
It's more specifically this. Yep. Which I'm like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think I was doing?
Like
carry the weight.
No.
High fives.
No, you just went like this, and I was like, is it like the smiley face? The smiley face with the, you know?
Yeah, no. It was, sorry.
Oh, but this is such a millennial conversation right now, because
Gen Z doesn't even use
emojis.
Well, these are outdated emojis.
Or they do, but they just use like the skull and stuff, right? I don't know. Right?
I was listening to a podcast of a couple 30-year-olds having the same conversation, and they found an article about how they're old, and they were like, oh shoot, we need to hire an intern that's like a 19-year-old to stay relevant.
Yeah. I definitely...
That was the Trey Kennedy podcast.
Oh.
Correct.
Yeah, opinions. No, I for sure think that's happening.
So what they were saying that they were reading was that there are some emojis that show that you're old, is what basically what the article is. It's like, these emojis say that you're old.
Yeah.
If you do the laughing, crying emoji, you're old.
Yeah.
I don't use that one.
I do. Absolutely.
If you do the thumbs up, I think that's racist or something. Like someone said it's racist.
That's bogus.
Anyway, you can make an argument for it to be racist. Maybe not you. I could. Like, it'd be kind of fun. Anyway, so the point I was saying was I wanted to like say this post I made, and then you
got some interactions.
Yeah, so let me explain this.
Oh wow.
So I made this post not that long ago, and
7 hours to be exact.
Yeah. So for LinkedIn traffic, this is like a pretty active post for me.
This is.
I've made other posts about other things. I don't want you to jump the gun. I'm trying to tell a story.
Well, I won't say anything out loud, but you keep talking while
I made other posts about other things. More like Brecky Breck. Like, we hit 100 million views, which is insane. That's an insane post. What I'm realizing, though, is there's no relatability. I'm not like, I don't have this like community of people that I've built relationships with around Brecky Breck in business. So the one post I make about a potential co-working space, I don't even say co-working. I just say like new space coming soon. And I have all these people that are engaging with it that are either...
all 8 comments and 10 likes. I'm kidding. For LinkedIn, again, what you said, I'm not trying to... But I see it has 800 and some odd impressions. I'm sorry, this is Brecky Breck talking here. Like, wow.
I'm sorry I don't pull numbers. Like, I was just saying that.
I'm kidding.
I get it. I made a post about Brecky Breck getting 100 million views. Yeah. And I get a bunch of likes on it. Sure. Anyway.
I love that.
Anyway, why don't you tell a story?
No, it's cool. It's inspiring. And I think, like, again...
And you're trying to make up for it.
Okay.
It's too far gone.
Stop talking.
Anyway, the point I was getting at is I'm excited. This is an environment that I've like have some passion and investment into, and I'm realizing that, and then this was just another confirmation. Like,
absolutely.
Oh, I've got people that are excited about me in this role, like wearing this hat.
Absolutely.
So I don't even have to say.
What is Kylan doing?
I don't even have to say co-working, but I say doing a thing in Port Angeles. The space is perfect canvas. New office coming soon, and it's kind of cool. And then the comments and message, did get one message.
Oh.
Were like, wait, what are you doing? Are you doing co-working again?
Yeah.
We missed you.
Yeah, you're a fun guy, Dave. You're a party starter.
The soul of your old co-working space died when you left. That was also said.
I need to get you
and
a
then
pair
I
of
said,
underwear that say party starter on the back.
I said, I died when I left as well.
Wait, did you say that to somebody?
Mm-hmm.
On the comment?
Mm-mm.
Oh, on the message?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you're coming back to life.
And I did the laugh cry emoji because I'm old.
Because you're old.
No, I just kidding.
No.
I didn't. No, I did the dead.
Oh, man.
I did the skull emoji because I'm young.
Did you actually?
No, I didn't. I probably did like this or like this because I do that one a lot. No, I did. Haha.
I died when I left.
Haha. Haha.
Kidding, not kidding.
Kidding, not kidding. Anyway, so that was fun.
Super exciting.
Thanks for all the support.
I'm sorry. No, I am a bit. Come on, you know me. You know that I'm like, this is your bread and butter. Like, this is what makes you thrive. And I'm not talking bread and butter like money. I'm talking like, this is literally what fuels you. It definitely doesn't pay the bills. No, but it fuels you. And I gotta say, happy husband, happy life. You know what I'm saying? Because it really is true. Like, I can't stand. Well, I mean, and that's that conversation that we had 7 months ago when I came downstairs. Do you remember this? And I was like, what happened to my husband?
7 months
like,
ago.
Yeah, it was
right.
You were just like, you are a sad sap. And I was like, do we need to move? Like, do we need to find a big city? Like, what do you need? I will do whatever you need, but you are miserable, and I can't stand looking at you because you're miserable.
Yeah.
And I want to help you find Kylan again.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. It was heartbreaking to see you in
the
that
same
condition. It's like having a sick puppy.
I wasn't sick.
You weren't. But he had a broken leg, and you got to figure out how is he going to...
You didn't have to do
anything.
anything.
I'm kidding.
You just anyway.
I'm going to adopt you and rub your head a little. I'm kidding. Yeah. No, I know. It was just like, hello, what's going on? How do I help you?
Yeah.
You know? That's how it felt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're back, man.
No. That's not what it is at all. I think, even we were talking about, like, my brothers. I don't have a very close relationship with them and, like, my family. And we were talking about this earlier, and I was thinking about, like, you were relating me and all the energy I have for our children and, like, being home and excitement for, like, being a dad, but really it's me, like, almost kind of being a kid too.
Just not being a kid, just enjoying something that you never got to experience. Yeah.
So, our family growing up did stuff together, but we definitely were like, it was like from an early age, it was pretty obvious that we were like, yeah, we'll do stuff together, but you're kind of like, we're kind of all on our own. Like, well, you got to figure it out. Anyway, so
you're like, don't sit there too long.
Well, I'm like, there's
yeah, no, right.
Like, that's not all true.
I know.
So, I also was like, I stiff armed my parents in middle school and like was like, no, you can't. But I think it was like this element of it kind of was already. It's like this is unnatural now. Anyway, that being said, I think collab in Portland area in Vancouver was me like searching for my value. There was an element of me like. I dressed up nice and got haircuts and like presented myself well.
Your wardrobe back then was fancy.
It was minimal. I had one pair of nice shoes.
No,
you were. And I
I'm saying
to
you.
work.
Yeah, I'm saying like you.
Anyway,
always.
The point I'm making was
nice.
I was still like trying to find myself and who I was, and I definitely had a lot of my identity wrapped up in collab.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's why it was so.
I'm sorry. I'm just remembering me showing up on scene on my mom's, was it my grandma's bike? And you were like, get that out of here. Like, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Anyways, it was like one of those, the big old seat with the springs under it.
Here comes Breck to crash the party.
Yep. And I'm like wearing sweats and my hair's in a bun.
I'm like in the middle of ping pong. You're like, you just play ping pong all day long? Get out. This is work.
You're all fancy and professional, and I'm just like, why are you not at home? Like, helping me. I don't know. I'm sorry. Back at it.
No, it's funny.
But yeah, it was funny. But yeah, identity.
Yeah, so anyway, when I left, or got taken, I don't know how you want to explain it.
I got taken from me.
When I realized that it was never I never had a grip on it in the first place. What's up? Why are you doing this?
No, I don't know.
Exaggerating in the moment. Anyway, it was hard.
No,
yeah. We hit the road. We kind of just lived fast for a year, just really fast.
Yeah.
Like on the run, like is what it was.
Yeah.
You know, we were city shopping. Legit. We were like,
for a little
we live here. We live here. You know, we thought about.
We were getting Airbnbs in Phoenix,
Salt Lake
Arizona.
City.
Phoenix. You were like, you went to a co-working space over there, and you're like,
I legit like kind of presented myself for services to the co-working space. Like, I could run this for you. Like kind of like, if you guys bite on this, we're moving here. Like that was kind of where I was at. Anyway, long story short, it's been a long couple years of me like just slowing down. I think this is necessary coming up here.
Absolutely.
Because I had to look at what really makes me me.
That was such a Christianese thing to say right there. What I just said. Sorry.
You're thinking about what
I know.
people
I'm not.
are thinking about.
I'm not.
Okay,
I'm
so
thinking about. I'm thinking about what I just said. No, whatever. Doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Anyway, so cool. Do you want?
No, it's been a good. No, I'm saying it's been a couple of years. Like
you'll interject and say something, and then you'll double down on it, and it's like just like constantly.
Is this a podcast? Like, am I free to just do whatever? And then it's like, like I said,
say it's a God thing, and then
don't
own
mind.
It. Don't then go like. It's like, are you listening to me, or are you just listening to yourself?
Interject. Whatever, it's fine. A little bit of both, obviously. Like, are you not listening to yourself at all? Because again, we're gonna get 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down the road, and be like, look back and be like, are you embarrassed by yourself?
Yes, I hope
absolutely,
so.
Absolutely. But yeah, 2 years. What has Port Angeles done for you? What have you done?
Yeah, so I think up until this point, like this last month or so, I've started to realize, like, I think I've purposely not offered my services locally, website design, marketing. First of all, because I definitely can't charge the rates that I charge locally. Anyway. And then
this is reality. Also, when your friends want something done from you, you're like, you feel like you got to cut them a deal, but you can't afford to do that. You know, that there's that. You know that it's like.
No, my friends is fine.
No,
it's like
I'm saying
my friends
like,
of friends. That's where it starts to get.
Right. I'm just saying like when you know, like, oh hey,
we got a website designer.
Yeah.
Like, I've got a hockey puck store in the basement of the library. Can you help me sell my hockey pucks? I need a website for $200. It's like, I will meet with you one time, and that will be your $200. Anyway, what was I saying?
Just slowing down in Port Angeles and taking the time to really, first of all, having kids like does that for us. Like us being here.
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit concerned. I was thinking about this week and tonight again. When our kids move out, I think I like, normally it's the mom that has like the living vicariously through their children. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna have like, I don't know. Like, I'm concerned that I might like have withdrawals and like, but they needed me and now I'm not needed. You know, like I'm not fun to anyone anymore, and it's like,
but me, babe. Me,
you,
honey.
Like we talked about this. You like the roller coaster rides.
But
you don't want to be around when I'm building them.
No,
the kids they love building the rides with me. You're just like, why are you guys messing around? And then I'm over here like, it will come
Give
right
me a dog and a Sprinter van, and I'm good. As long as like, here's the part that I don't like. When I have to provide for 4 other kids, and you start stressing me out because this X, Y, and Z cannot happen right now, that's when I get stressed out. But if it's, no, I'm just saying, like, pretending that kids are, like, over here. Oh. But, like, if it's just you and me and you're just, like, kind of, you know, dragging me along, so be it, dude, because you won't. I will thrive. I will thrive when no one is dependent on me.
I'm nervous that, like, you're just going to, like, go do your own thing. I'm going to want to just chill, and you're going to be like, finally, I can go, like, spread my wings.
I do want to write a book, so is that going to be okay? Am I allowed to write a book? I mean, I will just chill. Again, a Sprinter van,
I have to fart. That was the other thing that...
Number 5, there it is.
Yes.
This podcast I don't
normally do that, but we talked about it, so...
I don't like forced farts like that.
When you force it, it doesn't stink.
Did you shart in your pants, though? That's the question.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Anyways.
I shart to stink.
That's gross. But anyway, yeah, I'm there, babe. I'm right there with you. I will be with you through thick and thin, through adventures. You're crying. You're crying, you know, on whoever's wedding day, the last child's wedding day, you know, and feeling like now we're empty nesters or whatever.
Okay. I'm not concerned that it'll be the traditional way. I definitely just know that, like, right now,
even thinking about identity,
even thinking about like BMX and downhill, like my involvement, it's like 99% of the reason why I'm like almost like changing the course of my identity is because my kids are in it. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's like I want to like work in the thing that they're involved in. I want to do so. It's like I'm gonna be like chasing them around. And then when they say, "All right, Dad, can you step away from? You can't record videos and do highlights of me anymore." What? You know?
We've had that conversation. How's that made you feel?
No, okay, that's different.
Okay.
Yeah, and he likes it again.
Does he?
He understands it differently now.
Okay.
It's like he's starting to get it.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, I feel like that's such a beautiful thing to be able to think about, thinking about the fact that you have created your business or your endeavors around your family. Like, that's so cool. So I can't wait to see what happens. Maybe. I can't wait to see what happens when our kids. Huh?
I said maybe. I keep trying it. I guess at some point
you haven't kept trying it. This is the first time you started co-working space, and you would go to work, come home, and be with us.
And Young with Kids, all that stuff. That's all.
That's not. They weren't old enough to let us know what they even want. And now that they do, and they all have a voice, like, we're like, oh, you're into biking? Cool, let's do it.
Oh yeah.
That's
so. And technically, Young with Kids and Brecky Breck has led to our ability. Well, and that's what I was saying. So I was talking to my parents on the phone tonight because I talk to them all the time.
But that's good.
That's my fault. They would talk to me more if I called them more.
That's the story of every child and parent relationship. Yeah.
Anyway, I was saying that all of these things. So, Wander Fuca is the name of the incubator space. Mm-hmm. Tandem, we talked about Tandem before.
Yes, I love it.
Our production company, and Young with Kids, which is Brecky Breck. Mm-hmm. They kind of all point to each other in some fashion, and I think that's cool. Like, that's something that I can get excited about.
That's
it's not
a huge
like
blessing.
It's like three random sticks in the fire in different fires. It's like we have 3 sticks in the same fire.
Yeah.
So it's like using the same heat. So that heat goes out, we're screwed, but we're not distracted. We're not running around trying to keep track of them.
Right.
Anyway.
Yep.
Good.
It's good. I love it.
So anyway, it's awkward.
Has there ever been awkward silence between you and I?
No.
No. Not even when we were dating. Oh.
Where'd you get that shirt?
You got it.
Do you remember where I got it?
What is it? No, Mr. Beast had 40 million subscribers, and he said that he would sign. What was it? He would sign. I mean, the signature's not on here anymore. It was like right here.
Where'd it go?
I've washed this shirt so many times.
Oh, that's weird.
It washed
I
off.
bought it and put it and hung it in my closet.
Yeah.
And then you just started wearing it and washing it.
I did. It's just one of those, like you don't buy yourself
Jimmy
an
Donaldson
oversized...
signed the shirt, and my wife just decided to start washing it.
He recorded a video of himself signing
this shirt
for 24 hours or something. What was it?
He signed the shirt for 24 hours.
No, what was it? He signed...
No, it's longer than that. It was until he had all the shirts fulfilled. He did a 40,000 live stream, subscriber live stream, where anyone that ordered merchandise during that time frame would get a signature on it. And then he didn't live stream him signing them, but he did sign everyone. And it took him like 3-4 days. And he had to have like a, he says he had to have a, like an athlete, like masseuse come in and like massage his hand
so he could keep doing it.
Yeah. What a
story.
What a titan.
What a titan. And why did why'd you order the shirt? You caved to his.
Again, back to what I was saying about how the way I consume media is like I'm fascinated by their journey. So it's like I'm not excited, like I'm not actually bummed about you.
Right.
Washing it because it's not like I was like, oh, this shirt is like me. I think, have I even worn it once?
No.
I don't think I've ever worn it. So it was more about like interesting, like I want to like experience this experience. I don't know.
Yeah.
I had $23 burning a hole in my pocket. It was like
$23 for a shirt, huh?
Well, you've definitely gotten $23 out of it.
Absolutely. Are you tired of seeing it on me at night? I wear it. How often do I wear this shirt?
Yeah, probably 3 times a week. Yeah.
That's right, baby. Come home, put my sweats on, put the shirt on.
I have to wear cotton to bed as well.
Cozy.
I wear cotton shirt and then no underwear.
What? Oh,
just
with shorts.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I am sad about that.
You want me to just be naked?
Shirtless.
Oh.
But you're not. Because you oils.
I've got a greasy back, okay?
Anyways, I think you're just self-conscious.
No, I definitely like, I feel more comfortable like having a layer of cotton on me.
Mm. It's, when you sleep without clothes though, like it's, self-regulating temperatures. That's like a real thing that people have studied,
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Yeah. I have these like, these shirts that I wear are, oh, this is cotton. No, this is it.
You can't see anything that you're pointing at.
It's like a blend.
Aren't they all?
No, I like a polyester cotton blend, synthetic.
Aren't they all?
Yeah, sorry to bore you.
This right here, we should stop. We've talked about book reading and all these things, and I think it's great. This guy loves you a lot.
I got a card from a child today, and he had so much fun writing this card.
It took a long time.
Okay. So let me tell you a success story on this. So the child, a child of ours, has a hard time enjoying school, specifically reading and writing. You gave this child a task of writing me a card.
Mm-hmm. I was just trying to be creative about
Did you say 3 lines?
Yes.
Okay, 3 lines. And he exploited that.
Yep. XOXO is a line.
I love my name. And he was like frustrated and like vented to me about that. It's like, she said 3 lines.
You know what's funny is like all of our other children could have done that and been like guilt-free. Like, nope, you said 3 lines. I'm standing to it. This is what I'm not going to write another thing.
You meant 3 sentences.
Yes, I said 3 sentences and anyway, when he was like, Mom, this is going to count, isn't it? And then I was like, no. And he was like, it's not. And it was like, but I appreciated that about him of like, that was eating him alive until I finally released it and was like, that's fine. Like, I'm proud of you for today. Like, you've done a lot of other things. He had done a bunch of other subjects that I was like, this is fine. Like, I'm
so
not
he brought
that
it down
mad
to
about
me.
it. But he was like feeling but he's the only kid that would let himself.
So he brought it down to me and he says, I made this card. Mom made me do it. And then we had a good talk because he was talking about the struggle, and I was like, man.
First of all, he's left-handed, and he takes a lot longer. My brother did too, to write left-handed, and that's frustrating for a kid sometimes. Okay. Any lefties?
Anyway, so our conversation, he sat right here, and we had a good talk, and it was just about like, hey, like this is mom's trying to help you put tools in your bag. And we don't know what you're gonna do. Someday you're gonna go out and try to go do stuff. Mm-hmm. And we're just trying to do our best to give you tools in your bag. Mm-hmm. And if you show up to help someone and you don't have any tools, you feel like you're unhelpful. And you are unhelpful. If you show up and you have a lot of tools, you'll be able to.
That's great, babe.
So it was good. We had a good talk.
Thank you for that. I appreciate
it was
that.
A good
I did not know that.
Yeah. Anyway, so later, we're hanging out down here. And I think that was good. Like we had a bonding moment there, and then we had the cold snow moment, and he was making fun of the other child that was cold, and then he got cold, and then it was like the snow, Arctic snow, all over again.
That's what he said.
He was having the worst time.
It's it's so funny. So I'm making dinner, Kylan. So now okay, I wasn't there for the snow situation. I come home.
We were going to go do some mountain bike trail work, and it turned out that it decided to snow. So instead of doing mountain bike trail work, we rode our mountain bikes into like a little fireplace picnic area, and we made a fire and had marshmallows.
So he brings them home. Now I come home. Yes. I meet you at home to take over, and you're leaving. Yep. So now like there's an overlap, and they're explaining to me what had just happened. Yeah. And Miles... And they both had said,
right.
We had a big meltdown, Mom. Like, we were crying so hard. Like, I feel terrible. They literally were like, I feel bad about how much I cried. But, man, it actually hurt. I was making fun of him until I started feeling it. And then I was crying just as bad as him. But it was like them acknowledging. We were walking back. Like, it was terrible.
Briar didn't ride her bike.
Terrible. Yeah.
So she was pushing the wheelbarrow. Mm-hmm. And I had the machete. I was chopping limbs out because there were a bunch of limbs that fall over. And we could hear Maverick and Miles like howling all the way down, like crying.
Really?
All the way back, yeah. Like.
Did you record any of that?
No, I didn't.
Oh man.
Anyway, it just sounded like they were dying.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they get
so
really
that was
dramatic.
a bonding experience.
Yeah.
We talked about it. I said like, let's not let this ruin the fun we just had. Mm-hmm. And then I also shared with them like, hey, when I was growing up, my dad took me motorcycle riding, and we'd get cold. I'd get water in my boots, and we'd be miles out, and it'd be getting dark and cold. So then we'd have to make our way back. And like when your hands are cold and you're trying to hold on and brake and all this stuff, it's miserable. And so it's like, I'm a 7-year-old, 8-year-old, just crying, but the bike's loud enough to where you can't. So I'm just like. And then I got old enough to like learn cuss words, and so I would like cry and then cuss. Anyway, and they thought that was hilarious. So anyway, I say all this because this evening we were hanging out in here, and I have had this bonding with this child throughout the day. We've had a few moments, and I started playing guitar, just chords, and it's just him and I down here. Like the kids were kind of bouncing and forth, and it just happened to be him and I down here during this time. He was playing Legos, and I was just playing a chord progression, and then he stands up and just kind of like starts vibing, and then he just starts riffing like freestyle.
Yeah.
And his freestyle, it was like first of all he sings great, and he's got a good voice, and he's got a good he's got a good flow for music. And then he starts singing about like you gotta push through. I can't even I'm not even gonna do it justice, but it was like it had a flow to it and actually sounded good, and it was about like kind of everything he like learned today. But it had cool.
I love that. It's so funny too because I'm like realizing his learning style too would be like just conversations. Like he would do well in a lecture situation where he just sits down and listens to. He's like, talk to me, man. I want that one-on-one time.
Yeah, he does well, like coaching. If you tell him something, we watched your Brecky Breck episode of BMX, and it was them last year, and he's like,
when did you watch that? Frankie.
It's a cat. He's criticizing himself, and he's saying stuff out loud, like in a moment, like, inside foot up. He's just like saying stuff. I'm like, what? Like, you're actively thinking all this stuff, and it's like I didn't teach him that. Like, he had one clinic one time, and then like this like random, but he's just like once it's in, and like he's got it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Anyway, cool.
He's like legit trying to get our attention.
He's
Did
like,
you
hey.
see that? That's funny. He just like did this like loud scratch thing on the carpet, like right next to us. Like, hey, look at me.
Cool.
Anyway, yeah. Hey, I appreciate that team parenting right there.
Wow.
That's really cool. High five. So I'll be here, when they all move out and graduate and you break down, and I'll get you a therapy dog. And
what are you saying? I'm not saying I'm gonna break down.
I'm kidding.
What I'm saying is I'm going to. Come.
You're going to what?
I'm aware of it now, and so I'm going to just have to like continue to find like the things that bring me joy and value outside of relying on someone else, and that's what this whole thing is.
Absolutely. Have you talked about that?
Up and down arrows? I think so. Yeah. I want to get a tattoo.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we did.
Because I was pointing out on the arrow.
Yes.
Arrow. Yeah. Rely less on others. Rely more on myself. Unselfishly.
Okay. Is it rely? Is that what the word that you were using, or like were you like
expect lower expectations from other people?
Yeah.
And raise expectations for myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unselfishly.
Yeah.
And selfishly at the same time.
I like it.
Cool. Good talk.
Good talk.
Drink water and coffee.
Tea.
Coffee.
Get those olfactories all.
Get those olfactories. Get the olfactories running again. This is awkward.